In the last class, we've discussed first element of directing, that was supervision. Now coming to the next element of directing, that is motivation. Now what is motivation? Motivation is a process of improving, stimulating and inducing the employees to act effectively to achieve the goals of an organization. Or in other words, motivation is the way in which urges, drives, desires, aspirations, strivings or need influence the choice of alternatives in the behavior of a human being. Now how do we interpret these definitions in simple language? Motivation is something which comes from within, right? It is something that comes from within. There has to be an unsatisfied need or a desire within me, okay? And there has to be an unsatisfied need or desire which I want to fulfill, Let us say मेरे पास पैसे की बहुत कमी है, तो this is an unsatisfied need. I need more money. And now I will choose a course of action. I will choose such a course of action by pursuing which I'll be able to earn more money. So this need for more money, it is a motivator. ये मुझे motivate कर रहा है towards accomplishment of the desired goals, because वो desired goals जब पूरे हो जाएंगे तो मुझे मेरा पैसा मिल जाएगा, ठीक है? मेरे को promotion चाहिए, but the head of the office, fine, my head or my boss tells me that I'm going to give you promotion only if you are able to achieve XYZ target. ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे मुझे XYZ target achieve करने के लिए क्या push कर रहा है? Promotion. So here my promotion is a motivator. I want to be promoted. That is why I am performing or I am working towards the achievement of the preset or predetermined targets. In simple language, right? There are different features of motivation. Number one, as I told you, that motivation is an internal feeling, right? There has to be an unsatisfied need or a desire which you wish to fulfill. There has to be something within you जो कि आप करना चाह रहे हो, आपने किया नहीं और आप करना उसको fulfill करना चाह रहे हो. Only then will you work towards a certain direction so that that particular need or desire is fulfilled. It is written, needs are felt in the minds of people. They give rise to motives which generate a ground for motivation in a person. Right? That is what I just explained, that it's only अगर मेरी unsatisfied need है कुछ, मेरे पास खाने के लिए खाना, मेरे पास भूख लगी है, मेरे पास खाना नहीं है, ठीक है? आपको किसी ने बोला कि मेरा ये काम कर दे, I will give you about 20 rupees. So here food, my need, basic need has not been met for food, right? I need money to buy food so as to satiate my hunger. So I am going to work, ठीक है? I am going to choose a course of action which is going to generate enough money for me to buy food for myself. Secondly, it leads to goal-oriented behavior. क्योंकि हम आपकी जो manager है, he exploits this unsatisfied need of yours to generate goal-oriented behavior from your side. ठीक है? वो आपकी need की fulfillment एक goal की accomplishment के साथ attach कर देते हैं. Right? I need a hike in my salary. वो कहते हैं ठीक है, आपका sales target है about 2 lakh units in a month. If you are able to achieve this, I'll give you a hike in a salary. So now my goal is to reach that sales target of 2 lakh units in a month so that I get a hike in the salary. मेरी unsatisfied need क्या है? Hike in the salary. My desire, unsatisfied desire is hike in the salary. Right? And how am I going to get that hike in the salary? Only if I give a sales target of about 2 lakh units in a month. Right? So this is, it leads to a goal-oriented behavior. Then comes motivation can be positive or it could be negative. Positive in the sense, The staff who's coming to the office on time, the staff who's coming to the office on time will be given a certificate at the end of the month. Will be given a certificate at the end of the month. This is positive motivation. You're doing something good, right? Negative motivation would be the staff who's going to come, you know, who's arriving late to the office thrice in a month. After you've been marked late for 3 times, your 1 casual leave is going to be deducted. This is negative motivation. This is negative motivation. कहीं ऐसा ना हो जाए, because the outcome जो उसका है वो आप, you don't want that thing to happen. Because you don't want that thing to happen, so that is the reason why you are arriving at office on time. Although दोनों ही goal oriented behavior generate कर रहे हैं, that all the people should report to the office on time, but positive motivation is that if you come to office on time, you will be rewarded, right? Or there will be public appreciation. Clear? And secondly, if you do not reach on time, तो 3 late पे आपकी 1 CL कट जाएगी. This is a negative motivation, right? Then it is a complex process. Motivation is a very, very complex process because there are no set motivators कि अगर आप सबको बोलो, ठीक है, let us say if the office has a policy, that if you have a single girl child, if you have a single child and that child is a girl child, her education is going to be financed by the office. Her education is going to be financed by the office. Now this is going to be a motivator. This may act as a motivator for people who do not have children. But for a person who already has 2 boys, right? For him this may not act as a motivator, right? Because in today's scenario where everything is so expensive, you wouldn't want to go in for a 3rd child. Or in other way we can say that, you know, that in case you have 2 children, if in case you have only 2 children, then the education of those 2 children will be financed by the office. This will act as a motivator for the people who are married, but that may not act as a motivator for people who are not married. They are not married, so having children or 2 children or whatever, it is of no importance to them as of now. So one particular thing, it may act as a motivator for you at one point of time, but it may not act as a motivator for you later on, right? Let us say, agar initially you did not have a car, fine, your company said that the outstanding employee of the company, you know, is going to get a Honda City. जिसने सबसे ज़्यादा sales की, उसको एक Honda City मिलेगी. So I got 1 Honda City because I was the outstanding star performer of the company. Next year, again if they say the star performance है, उसको गाड़ी मिलेगी. मुझे लगेगा गाड़ी तो मेरे पास है. So this car will stop acting as a motivator for me because I have already got this. I will look for something else. Now something else is going to be motivating my behavior. And so 2 points that we have covered or summed up from this, that one particular thing, ठीक है, let us say a car, it was motivating, it was a motivator for me some time back when I did not own a car. Now when I own a car, right, so this will not be a motivator for me any longer. Clear? It will be a motivator for another person who doesn't have a car. Right? So there are no fixed motivators that A, B, C, D कि अगर आप ये motivation दोगे employees को तो they will, you know, generate goal, मतलब they'll work towards the organizational objectives most effectively and efficiently. Right? Then motivation is a continuous process. It is a continuous process, as I just told you. That one factor which is a motivator for me right now, it may not be a motivator for me about a month down the line, right? So the manager will have to look for something else that is going to motivate me further. उसने बोला इसको गाड़ी मिल गई, अब इसको सैलरी में हाइक की बात करते हैं, वो मोटिवेट करेगा इसको बेटर परफॉर्म करने के लिए. So it is a continuous and an ongoing process. You have to keep motivating the employees and you have to identify the different factors which are going to motivate them to work towards the best of their abilities and capabilities, right? Last but not the least, motivation may be monetary or it may be non-monetary. Monetary will be in the form of giving a car or giving a phone or giving a hike in the salary, and non-monetary would be that if I have performed really well, okay, if I have achieved the level of sales which are just amazing, okay. So if a mention of the same is made in public, or if that particular employee is given a pat on the back in public, that is called as public appreciation. That will be your non-monetary appreciation. That will be a non-monetary